Hello. So, I was thinking about, what do you have to talk about today? So, something that I just wanted to share. I was sitting here thinking I should do a video, but I was like, well, what do I do it on? Well, usually when I'm feeling like that, I just don't do a video at all. And so earlier this week, I was supposed to do a collab video, and I didn't get to it because I have these certain times that I need to get things done. And sometimes it's always not feasible with other people's schedule, but I'm hoping that it will eventually work out. So it's a few things, right? Someone asked me today, very important. I went on a great walk with a good friend and had a wonderful time chatting about everything around the lake. And I love living near the water. It's very cool. But we were talking about all kinds of things like life and philosophy and sociology. And that's kind of some of our favorite things to discuss, right? So that's pretty cool. But I was asked, I was telling her how my personality used to be when I was younger, how I was very aggressive, and I was also, I would say, on the angry side of things, kind of just disappointment with things around. I was frustrated, and I didn't know how to deal with those feelings in a more kind of a relaxed way, a way that I could sift through them. I kind of just like rammed against them. And she was telling me, she's like, well, you don't even seem like that would be your response and what you would do. I was like, cause dude, I'm like 37 years old now, right? I said, this is, you're talking about 10 years ago. And she was like, still it doesn't. I was like 10, 15 years ago. I said, because at the time when I was experiencing this part of myself that I thought was a norm, this way that I was acting had been a norm in my life in the very beginning. I'd seen other people act this way, and it was just always perfectly fine. It wasn't until I went into the outside world and I came in contact with other people that I realized that, hey, this is gonna either isolate you, get you put in somebody's, behind somebody's bars for a misunderstanding, or something is gonna happen. And what was one of the biggest motivators, which I am not even ashamed to say, but it was obvious, is the fact that there were people around me in my midst who felt that I couldn't change and that I wasn't changing. And more than anything, I knew that what I wanted to get out of life was possible, and the person that I wanted to be, it was a possibility. And I did not like the idea of someone else telling me that this is who you are, you're limited to this, you've always been this way, I don't see why you think you're gonna change it now. And so one of my biggest motivators, period, when it came to, you know, becoming more mindful, meditating, doing yoga, being a positive role model for my daughters, creating friendships built on positivity and not competition, on true connections and authenticity. One of those biggest things was like the fact that one of the biggest motivators was the fact that so many people thought I was a lost cause. They were like, she's bullheaded, she's stubborn, she's gonna be, and I was like, you know what, I'm not. And that was like the catapult for me to take it to the next level. Now, mind you, I wouldn't say that that can be a total motivator, because if that is your total motivator, then you might like do something that looks like it on the outside to people that you think are watching, and then become something else when you're behind closed doors, right? So for me, I had to make the motivation very pure in the fact that it was first triggered by these types of people, and then from then on I took it to the next level. And what's so interesting is that it's like any behavior, anything that you're involved in life, and what I came to think about, let me see something, go a little bit taller, I cannot have to stoop my legs down. Anything that I think about is that you control the outcomes, definitely, and once you start controlling the outcomes and using your sane mind and your rational mind to make those quality decisions, your reaction to negative circumstances in an overreaction or a negative way, or some type of passion that's being directed in the wrong direction and displayed in the wrong way, it begins to start to settle. And it's like you don't see that coming. So it's like in the beginning, things would trigger me and I would get all, you know, out of shape, anxiety, panic attacks, angry, all these things. And I would challenge myself to muffling the behavior. And I see it the same thing as someone who's trying to quit an addiction, or someone who's trying to lose weight or something like that. It's like it first began with like that one moment where within a few seconds I decide, no, not today. And everything in me is firing off in the old direction with the old momentum. And it's just like, ugh, but you got a reaction for this. You got the right words. They're the most ugly words you can think of. Sam, get your revenge. And then you don't do it. And then every single time it becomes easier and easier to cope. And each time that you conquer that, you get better and better. And then the other parts, they're relapses. You conquer it for 6 months, you get a relapse once. Then you conquer it for 9 more months, then you get a relapse. Then you conquer it for 1.5 years, then you get a relapse. Then you conquer it for 2 years, and then you almost get a relapse, but it doesn't happen. Then you conquer it for 3 years, and you realize, dude, I can really change who I am. Some positive tools I like to use. As a Man Thinketh, one of my favorite books. Man, it's small but mighty. It's one of my biggest tools. I think I gave it to my niece. I had to buy another one, so it looks different than the old one. It's plain and simple, man. It's just the rules of life. The Tao Te Ching. I love this. I found out about it through Wayne Dyer, and I started studying this book, kind of like the art of doing less a little bit. And I exercised that today. I had ample opportunity to go to yoga, and it just felt like I was pushing my day along. And then this is my own personal book, but it's what I do in my process. Gratitude journal, right? When you sit there and you discuss and you share with yourself, your true witness, right? You can have mates and friends and all, but you are your own true witness. You share these things with yourself, what to be grateful for. A lot of these negative things can't live. They can't grow. It's not fertile ground for negative growth. It's only fertile ground for positive growth. So anyway, that's what I had to share today. I see my battery light flashing. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And, you know, keep up the good work. If it's something you're working on, something you're trying to improve or change, don't let the environments around you make you feel like you are where you are and you will never get there, whether it's improving your financial lifestyle, whether it's improving your love life, your children, relationships, and all this kind of stuff. Just remember that it's in the moments. It's not in the big long haul. It's in the moments, and you can do it, right? Have a wonderful day.